Hello, it's me, Angel Wallace. I just want to say that the first part of this video was recorded with a different recording apparatus, a different setup. I have one that's internal, I have one that's external, and I couldn't find, it was recording me like I was Mickey Mouse, so I'm having problems with that, so I apologize for the, because it's got like a little hissing sound, but, and I'm working on it, so the rest of these parts of this video, it won't be like that. But I happened to find a couple of them that I had done yesterday, and had recorded everything only to find out that I'm talking like Mickey Mouse. So I've taken a little time now to try and you know, fix that problem. So my apologies, I'm so sorry. And I am working on trying to get subtitles to help people so that they can read what I'm saying. Because I know if somebody's doing this to me, I can't read your lips, so I don't know what you're saying. So I understand, okay, and I understand very clearly. So I'm trying to work that out as well. I got to find probably some software that'll kind of help me out, because I work by myself and I do everything on my own. I'm the editor, I'm the producer, I actually sing my own songs. I have to put all that together. I put introductions together, and then you have to make sure that you got, you know, their cast members on board and their names right and links and all that. So that I try to get that done all as fast as I can, so I can get these videos out as fast as I can. I used to have shorter videos, but now it seems like there's more information that has to be given, and if it goes a little longer, I so apologize, but sometimes it takes 8 to 12 hours to get my videos uploaded to YouTube. So that eats a lot of time of the day. So I'm working on getting that taken care of as well. So a lot of the donations that you folks are giving me, and thank you so much, I'm applying that so that I can upgrade my computer and everything that I need, and try and get the software so I can accommodate those people that cannot hear clearly and those people that cannot understand the language. So if I could do like, you know, it's hard to do things in French and Spanish and all the different dialects, you know, it's very hard to do. So, but I'm trying to bring something that's of quality nature and that you can understand my words, because I know how difficult it is. So thank you for bearing with me. I love you all, and thank you for dropping by. And don't forget to share and like. Likes are very important, okay? Because if you don't get the likes, they ain't gonna look at you no more. And so I'm just trying to bring you the truth. Okay, I gotta stop now so I can let you go on with the show. Thank you for being here. Good morning, everyone. It's me, Angel Wallace. How are you today? Did you have a wonderful weekend? Boy, I sure did. I got a chance to go enjoy some time in another little city, another little on around the world. We cover what's going on with JFKJr. Is he still alive? We cover those that have been executed. We find out who the cabal is. We'll understand and learn how it all came to pass and how it works hand in hand with the Bible. Okay, we are the living Bible, whether you believe it or not. And a lot of people, I think, they think of the Bible as a fairy tale, or that it, you know, it's just something that somebody came up with, but they don't put themselves there. If you visualize yourself back in those days and what it would have been like to live like that, and to understand that, you know, they worshipped a lot of different idols, and based on some of their drawings, they show half beast, half man, and you know, what we're finding out that actually all that is true. And so yeah, we just, you know, I just kind of talk about whatever is going on and things that are trending, or I like to throw a little music in there that kind of, you know, related to what the topic's all about, and just try to spread as much, you know, truth to people. So if you're willing to to open up your mind and, your heart, because that's what it takes. If you're going to balk over it, then just, you're not going to gain anything from this. But, I sure thank you for stopping by. And I do appreciate it. And I try to read all the comments from you folks. I love all your comments. I do. I mean, I read them, but I cannot answer all of them. Usually if you're like within the first top 30, 35, you'll probably get answered. Because that's what I do. I just start from the top and I start working my way down. And lots of times I have to stop, because I got to get going on my other research and trying to get everything put together, because, you have to think, what am I going to come up with tomorrow? And usually I just shoot from the hip, If it's something that intrigues me, then I'll bring it to you. And that's basically how I work. But if there's something exceptional that I want to share with you, and I try to keep this room very lively and uplifting, because that's what I am. That's the kind of person I am. I don't want to be in the gloom and doom, do you? No, you don't. And we're all made to be here to love one another and help one another, because that's what it's really all about. As I had an interview last night. His name, or his call name is Cord, C-O-R-D, and he's been after me to interview. So I told him, I'll give you, a few minutes of my time. But as it turned out, I was trying to relax last night, because I had a Saturday was very, very, it was very busy for me, so I kind of rested on Sunday. And as I'm resting, I'm finding different articles, and then I'm either taking notes, or I'm doing whatever I need to do to gather information, and then based on that, I determine what I'm going to talk about. So that's where it's at. That's my channel. That's what we do. I love everyone, because we all come from the same creator. Don't you ever forget that. And don't let anybody else tell you different. We weren't hatched, and we didn't come from apes. Okay, so I'm going through my tweets. I did that last night. And then today I caught this today from my really good buddy. I call her my spirit sister. Her name is Ocean Blue 1971. I am back, and she's on Twitter, and she has all these little emoji faces and every type of emotion that you have, and it says actual footage of emojis learning JFK Jr. was alive and in plain sight, like so many beautiful flowers blooming again. Can't always get what you want. And that was from Ocean Blue at Kathleen McAlpey 6. It says on July 16th, on this day, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, wife of John F. Kennedy Jr., birthday 1966. John F. Kennedy Jr., July 16th, American Magazine publisher. George, lawyer and son of JFK, dies in a plane crash at 38. They will not believe it. It will wake the world up. I'm hoping it might be the 22nd, but if not, I'm thinking that September 11th, okay, remember 9/11? I'm thinking that during that time, when we had the 9/11, that they were supposed to have been opening and introducing Nasara to America. And because Bush didn't want to have anything to do with it, they created a red flag situation. Okay, so they wanted to set our sights on something else while they're working in the background, doing the nefarious things that they do. And okay, so 9/11 was set up by old man Bush and his son, and his other son that hardly anybody knows about. And I've talked about him in my other videos, and I cannot remember his name either. That's how, you know of Jeb, and you know of George George W, but you don't know about the other brother. And I never knew he even existed, but apparently he had something to do with that as well. So we had known that Donald Rumsfeld, who was giving a speech on TV, and he was saying how the Pentagon had lost, I think it was $3 trillion. Well, that $3 trillion was under Building 7. So they removed all that, and they had plants that went in there, and they set up the explosives, and the way that they're supposed to, because you can do it if you set them up the right way. When that building explodes, it'll fall all the way straight down, just like this. It's called an implosion. If you had something coming to it from the sides, you would have had all this, like this, but the building itself would have stayed erect. And I'm going to have a guest speaker that's going to come on, and he's going to explain a lot of that to us. I believe he's a structural engineer, and he works for a lot of big name people. And I want to bring him on and give us some information on how the Twin Towers came down. And it's going to be a really good interview. I can just feel that. But that's just giving you a little background as to what was happening. So our JFKJr supposedly was supposed to come out at that time. It didn't. So I believe, and I don't know, I could be wrong, We all are guessing at all this anyway until, Donald Trump tells us something. Or somebody from higher up leaks it to us, which is how we get our intel. Anyway, I believe that JFKJr is going to be introduced to us on September 11th of this year. Now, something's supposed to be happening on the 22nd. We've got 2 more days to go. Is that when JFK Jr. is going to be introduced? I don't know, because we've got to get rid of Pence, right? Well, we already know he's been executed. And how do we know that? Well, he, Hillary, Biden, the Bushes, Jeb, Laura, GW, and then there's another, Al Gore. They got envelopes. And I forgot, of all people, Mr. and Mrs. Pence, hello. So Pence has got to go sometime between now and the 22nd for JFK Jr. to arrive. Let's see what happens. And then I don't know what they said, but I think it says here somewhere, if they show it. Oh, here it says. It says, perhaps the last words for Mr. New World Order himself before his military execution, George Bush Sr., to his last loyal few. They know everything. I am sorry. Send them the letters. It's too true. And that was found, it's like #QMAC. It's from the Digital Patriot. So they show you a copy of this now. It says, a former president of the United States of America. They know everything. I'm sorry. George H.W. Bush. That's the old man. Okay? And I showed you the videos where they hand that piece of paper to George W. And he takes it from the backside because he's got Secret Service men behind him, okay? They're watching his every move, because that's when they're arresting him, right soon after they leave that church. Okay, so the old man, J.H.W. Bush, is supposed to be in that coffin, which he wasn't, because he was over at Gitmo, with the military tribunals. And that's where he got his sentencing and his execution. So you just saw like just a fake. And they did that to protect the family and to not. It says, here comes the sun. Isn't that beautiful? Look at him. God bless him. That family's been through a lot. Okay, so thank you, my dear Kathleen. She's my spirit sister. I love her dearly. And you got to send me your email, girl, because I'm going to start up my Zoom. I want to start doing some question and answer sessions, and I'd love to bring some of my dear closest people that I know that are walking the walk, and I'd like to bring them on board. And I thought it would be kind of neat to have them, go around and we can answer questions to some of the questions that you've been laying for me on my comments pages. And and I thought that would be kind of nice to do. So I want to get that set up as well. So let's move on. Thank you, darling, for posting that. Okay, so here's a little news clip by Politics Nation. Civil rights icon Representative John Lewis of Georgia dies. And it was put out by MSNBC, and QNN 107 Plus was the one that pointed this out and says, will the real Kamala Harris please stand up, because that ain't her. And it's true. Look at her. She's got a real long face, and the Kamala, the real one, doesn't. Her face goes to about here. This one's very long. She's a body double. I can see it. I want to show it to you, or let her speak, and so that you can see it for yourself.
He was always so encouraging. He encouraged ambition in women. He enjoyed seeing ambition in women. And, you know, there is so much to applaud him for about, as everyone has said, how he lived his truth, how he lived his faith, how he put that faith into action. And we have to remember, yes, it was about Bloody Sunday, and you and I and others were there. That was my last big event before the pandemic, was to be there with John, with you and so many others, to walk across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in March.
So here's a little snippet from MSNBC. So I wanted you just to see her face and watch her expression, so that we can kind of see if both videos are the same person. But to me, the other video that we just saw was not. I thought, in my mind, it's a body double. But let's listen in.
Notice letter saying preserve all your documents. This comes from you and Senator Blumenthal, two former state attorneys general. You actually referenced that in your letter. I think the recipients of this letter today know that very well about both of you. What are you hoping to accomplish with this?
Big event before the pandemic was to be there with John, with you and so many others, to walk across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in March.
Well, to put everyone on notice, Lawrence, that this is a process.
Okay, I can't listen to her anymore. But this was taken in 2017. But I just wanted to show you a comparison and then let you decide. Okay, I thought this was interesting. It's from Maca 691. It's the global currency reset has officially started. So I thought I would entertain this one and let you see for yourself. It also has subtitles in Spanish, so that's good for some of my Spanish-speaking friends. And I wish I could do this with all my videos, but you know, that takes a lot of hard work, and it's just me putting this together. And I don't even know all the languages. I've had a suggestion that I should put subtitles for those people that can't see very well or that can't hear very well. I'd like to be able to provide all of you, you know, the ability to hear and to see and what I'm presenting. So I'm going to work on that for all of you, but I want you to see this. It's Alex Collier, and let's listen. He speaks in English, but the subtitles are in Spanish.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Once again, it's an honor and a privilege for me to be talking to you folks. You know, the world's upside down. We all know it. We all feel it. It would be very easy to want to withdraw and be concerned. You know, for those who are following all the current events and the deep state and the global cabal, dark lords of the planet, prepare yourselves, because the worst of the shit is directly in front of us. It's not behind us. And it's going to get very, very strange, and it's going to get very, very weird, even weirder and stranger. But the timing of the blood types, the timing of this is I think, extremely significant in helping you guys understand the big picture. and understanding those of us who are awake and those of us who see ourselves as starseed, those of us who see ourselves as time travelers, this should really help you begin to understand why the hell you're here, why you signed up for this, or, you know, maybe you were hijacked to Earth. I don't know. Everybody has their own story about this. But, you know, let's start off with something very grounding and something that ultimately is going to be very positive. The global currency reset has officially begun. Iraq has revalued in country, and the street rate is $4 US per one dinar. In Canada, apparently they have already begun exchanging, and they are at between $6 and $8. If you are in a contract like Halliburton, the employees of Halliburton are, and other corporations that made arrangements, they're getting $28 per dinar. So there's a lot of things going on, folks. There's a lot of movement. The U.S. is not open for that yet, but there are a lot of things going on behind the scenes. As you can imagine, there is a profound amount of resistance and opposition to this. But in other countries, it's opening up. It's begun. Apparently, Iraq was supposed to be the first to do this. So it's beginning. The IMF, they have strategic drawing rights funds that are now being activated. It's gone from $200 billion to $2 trillion. So there's a lot of movement. A lot of banks in a lot of different countries are beginning to forgive debt, which would be just JIRA, which is the global version of Nasara. It's taken a long time, but you have to understand that the resistance to this has been absolutely profound. And as I have said, you know, a long time ago, that the deep state, the dark lords, when they realized they were losing control, they've thrown everything against the wall.
I'm still breezing through my Twitter and trying to answer questions. I came across this by QAnon John. It says, once you see, it's impossible to unsee. Hashtag dump Disney. Hashtag QAnon. Archangel Reminisces posted this. It says, Disney have been at this subliminal message since day one. Mickey Mouse here banging cheese with his pecker. So can you notice what he's doing? See? Now I've told you before what cheese means, remember? I gave you that list. Cheese is a little girl. And they've been doing this subliminal messaging in every cartoon that they put out and every movie that they put out. They literally show you what they do. It's just that we're not trained to see it. But now that you're seeing it, do you see it? I mean, it's so out there, literally. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. This was one of the posts that says, Walt Disney, the Dark Occultist, 33. That's in the Masonic level. Behind Disney's magical kingdom is a great darkness. Walt Disney was a chain smoker, alcoholic, racist, misogynist, narcissist, sodomite, porn king, and wizard. His Disneyland estates have been used for MK Ultra mind control, human trafficking, occult rituals, and parading sexual deviance. Walt Disney is believed to be a secret 33rd degree Freemason, evidenced by his private Club 33 in Disneyland that has the Masonic pillars of Boaz and Joshin. His famous Cinderella Castle was modeled after the Bavarian Illuminati Castle in Neuschwanstein. And I don't know, there was rumor going around that Hitler and Walt Disney were the same person. Grow a little extra hair on your ush-nash. The mustache. I call it Ushnash. You know, make a few changes. You can do that with reconstructive surgery. But that's what they've said. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's been going around. This one says, warning, disturbing photos. Did you know that Chuck E. Cheese is a pervert and used to spank kids for how many years old they are? How come we never knew this? Are they trying to hide something more sinister? This shit is extremely gross and inappropriate. What makes it more disturbing is that the costume worn at the time also featured an oversized rat's tail that oddly mimicked a human male penis. And I think it's quite funny that they're known and loved for their pizza. Pizzagate, Chuck E. Cheese, exposed. Chuck E. Cheese spanking parties. As you can see here. Now, I've never seen Chuck E. Cheese come out and spank anybody. But yeah, his tail looks just like a penis. That's disgusting. I mean, now that I see it for myself, you decide for yourself. This just came from Raphael, God heals. Then this, of course, when you see Mickey, if you look at it in the mirror, it says wicked. And there's a 6. This came out, it says, as any person can venture a guess, this isn't a real Disney production, although it has been amusing to read the comment section for the last 6 months. I must confess, I simply threw this together with a GIF I found online. It was just cherry to find the musical Farmer soundtrack seemed to nestle it so beautifully, with a sepia filter and another overlay filter over that created the effect of an old film. It all came together reasonably well, enough so to fool thousands. Even funnier is seeing that my video has been downloaded and reissued on various multimedia outlets, with said proprietors taking credit for my little gem, LOL, priceless. And while I myself borrowed the initial GIF that makes this video so lurid, the others borrowing my finished product did nothing more than download a post, and then I can't read any more from that. I don't know, I can hardly believe that anyway. I mean, if you see the old Disney, the very, very old ones, when they first started, they were just like that. And in every movie you'll see, if you can stop the movie and look through every track, you'll find something. Here's the pedophile codes. Remember I was telling you folks about that? Let's see if it's gonna... Hot dog is a boy, pizza's a girl, cheese is a very young girl, the chicken and the pasta are very young boys, the sauce is an orgy, the handkerchief is black S&M bondage, the white is underage, ice cream equals colored children or male prostitutes, the walnut is the little dark pigmented children, the map is equal to semen, and that's what those are. So if you see any of these symbols, that's what they're talking about. And this is from XL_goddess. I do not like Disney at all, but this video is not authentic. Here's a pic I dug up yesterday that were disturbing to me. And it's not going to allow... Oh, there it goes. There's Mommy. What do you see? In Monsters, Inc., he's looking in the doorway. That's what that whole movie was about, the monsters that are scaring the children to the point where their adrenaline becomes adrenochrome. When the truth comes out about me and my magic kingdom, you people are going to vomit in your own mouth. Yikes. It's gross. ASK, ask about Illuminati. That's what that says. So in any little cartoon, in any video, you're going to find something there from them. And now you know what to look for. Walt Disney, the Gnostic Masonic Rosicrucian. There he is. There he is there. Above, Disney in his Demolay uniform. Disney was trained as a boy and a man on the tenets of Masonry in the Order of Demolay, an international organization headed by the Freemasons for young men ages 12 to 21. The Order of Demolay derives its name from Jacques Demolay, 1243, 18th of March, 1314, the last Grand Master of the Knights Templar. So the Knights of the Templar, I guess, started out good, turned bad. They claim that he's Hitler. Hitler never did die. And they had the two children, the two girls. And, you know, because they all scattered. Once World War II was over, they scattered. And a lot of them came here to the States. Let's see, anything else? Oh, here's one. Report Disney Magic Kingdom Cruise Line offered excursion trips to Epstein's Pedo Island. This is a children's company taking children to a pedophile island. Who does that? Sickos that belong to that organization. That's who. Tinkerbell getting spanked. Peter Pan represents Pan, the goat man, who plays the flute to seduce wild, depraved sexuality. So I'm going through some of my posts, and this caught my eye because about maybe two, it's been a while. It's been probably, when the military team came to find a lost unit, they ran across what was like a cave. And right in front of the mouth of that cave were just a lot of bones. When the troops arrived, you know, the unit, apparently this monster came out. And they described him as, you know, 25 feet tall, and he had a double set of teeth, and he flung a spear right into one of the bellies of one of the military guys. They managed to kill him, bring him down, and then they got him tied up, and then I saw this video a long time ago, and then of course they took it down. But they had this monster on huge pallet. Huge. And then around that, they had netting over him. And then from there, they had like chains on each side of that pallet to hoist him up by helicopter to transport him. But I saw that with my own eyes. When I went to try and save it again, I couldn't find it. They had already removed it. So I wanted you to show you that little thing there because there's where's the video? I just found that video. Here it is. I'm not going to show it all to you because I just want to show you where it's at. It's called Special Forces Attacked by Unidentified Creature, the Kandahar Giant. The gentleman's name is Mr. Ballen, B-A-L-L-E-N. It says Army Special Forces go looking for a missing infantry unit in Afghanistan and discover a cave in the mountains. They thought it was empty, and it wasn't. So he just kind of gives you the story background of it, but I'm not going to show it to you because I'll get dinged for it, and I can't afford that right now. But if you want to see that, it's called the Special Forces Attacked by Unidentified Creature, or just type in Google the Kandahar Giant, and Mr. Ballen, B-A-L-L-E-N, is the creator of this particular video. Here's a tweet from JFKJr, and it says, "You will know it's legitimate when HS1 JQ13JV6 comes after me, and they will. A lot is at stake. No one will be spared, but every question will be answered. Many will not like the truth." Last tweet for a while, July 22nd, 2020. Dead man switch. And today is July 20th. So he says, last tweet for a while, July 22nd, 2020 is the dead man switch. On July 22nd, all questions will be answered, identities revealed, a complete timeline, no more secrets, no more contradictions. The end of one journey will be the beginning of another. This is how the Great Awakening begins. It is what we have all worked for. I am not alive. It says this account may be compromised as well, but rest assured the date will hold, so buckle up. Q is not a single person, never has been. It is too important for one person. We have managed each compromise in its own way, waiting for the right time. That time is July 22nd. Once revealed, there will be no doubt. Some already know. Where we go from there is up to you. Okay, so snap. I was doing some splicing and I came across this where I was reading about JFK, what JFK Jr. had posted. This was on Twitter. And I started to think about it and I thought, no, I got to report on this. Well, the 21st, that's tomorrow, is 21 years since JFK died. To the letter. I mean, that's it. So the 22nd is when they're going to have something, announcement or some kind. He said the bodies will switch, remember? Oh, I gotta get back. I gotta get that one recorded. Let's find it. July 22nd, 2020 is the dead man's switch. So I found that relevant, apparently, because I saved it. But it just popped up, so I thought I'd share that with you. Here's another thing I wanted to share with you. This is called Facebook. Who we are, what we build, actions we're taking, resources. This was April 2020 coordinated in Authentic Behavior Report, May 5th, 2020. It says we're constantly working to find and stop coordinated campaigns that seek to manipulate public debate across our apps. In 2019 alone, we took down over 50 networks worldwide for engaging in coordinated, inauthentic behavior, CIB, including ahead of major democratic elections. These efforts are led by a cross-disciplinary team focused on finding and disrupting both the most sophisticated influence operations aimed to manipulate public debate, as well as high-volume, inauthentic behaviors like spam and fake engagement. Over the past several years, our team has grown to over 200 people, with expertise ranging from open source research to threat investigations, cybersecurity, law enforcement, and national security, investigative journalism, engineer, product development, data science, and academic studies and disinformation. It says the purpose of this report: over the past 3 years, we've shared our findings about coordinated inauthentic behavior we detect and remove from our platforms. As part of regular CIB reports, we're sharing information about all networks we take down over the course of a month to make it easier for people to see progress we're making in one place. So, they're telling you, Facebook is telling you right up front what they're doing. They look into foreign and government interference. They tell you how many accounts were removed and where. We've got one here from Russia. We've got here from Iran, the United States, another from the United States, Mauritania, Myanmar, Georgia. It says we're making progress rooting out this abuse, but as we've said before, it's an ongoing effort. We're committed to continually improving to stay ahead. That means building better technology, hiring more people, and working more closely with law enforcement, security experts, and other companies. Well, yeah, they're taking down anybody that's of a conservative viewpoint is what they're doing. And they're trying to justify it by saying that they're trying to break up all these team efforts that are soliciting inauthentic information or behavior. So that's what that's all about. I just wanted to show you that. I was just looking at this photo. It keeps popping up. Bruce Willis overlaid 50% transparency on John Durham. He does have the same structure face, doesn't he? And they're all actors. What does that tell you? And just like Elvis Presley always said, the world is a stage. So you get to act and be whatever you choose to be. So today I came across a tweet. It was by the real chief of police. And he was making a statement that if you ever see a list of him showing his face and his Twitter address, that it's not him and that it was stolen from him and that it was just somebody that's putting out false information on the list of names that was going out. Well, the same list of those names that were there were also listed in the Q post. So I have no idea what he's talking about. I mean, if he says somebody stole the stuff, then it probably well could be, because he's a chief of police, you know. So I just wanted to mention that. I came across this. It's from crosswalk.com. It says 5 miraculous things that happened when Jesus died on the cross. Good Friday, the day that changed everything. Jesus died on the cross for you and me. There was no other way for the door to be opened for us to have a relationship with God but by the forgiveness of our own sin through Christ's payment on our behalf. So this is what 5 things that happened when Jesus died. Darkness came over all the land. Matthew 27:25. From noon on Friday until 3 p.m., the skies grew dark. It's hard to imagine what the people were feeling when they saw this happen, but I would think that some became fearful, terrified, realizing what they'd done, and that Jesus was indeed who he said he was. This was a very real picture of both physical and spiritual darkness that occurs without belief in Christ. Even nature all around gave testimony of who Christ was and the grief of what was happening. At the very moment that Jesus breathed his last breath, the temple veil that covered the entrance to the Holy of Holies, the actual dwelling place of God among the people, was torn in two from top to bottom. Matthew 27:51. Sometimes in our minds we picture a thin veil covering this entrance, but history records that the veil was actually about 60 feet tall and about 4 inches in thickness. The size of the veil would have made it impossible for any human to tear this into pieces. This also was a complete miracle from God's hand, signifying that he had opened the door for us to come in and have relationship with him. Jesus paid the ultimate sacrifice, so the veil, or the separation, was no longer needed. We can now enter his presence through Christ himself. The earth shook and the rocks split. Matthew 27:51. A huge earthquake shook the land right at that very time Christ died. The Bible says at the exact time of Jesus' death, the earth trembled. The whole earth cried out for the death of the Savior. God tells us in Luke 19:40, if we stay silent, even the stones will cry out. Graves opened up, and the saints came out, and after the resurrection they appeared to many people. Matthew 27:52-53. Can you imagine what this looked like? The dead arose when Jesus died. God brought to life what was dead to fulfill his purposes. Again, he reminds us that the final victory of Christ conquered death. He is over all. He reigns victorious over sin and death. Lives were changed. Many began to realize who Jesus really was, the truth revealed. They could no longer deny it. Matthew 27:54 says, when the centurion and those with him who were guarding Jesus saw the earthquake and all that had happened, they were terrified and exclaimed, surely he was the Son of God. The aha moment sank deep. The truth that had the power to change lives, to make all things new, to offer fresh starts, new beginnings, forgiveness, and purpose. If you confess with your mouth Jesus and Lord and believe in your heart God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. Romans 10:9. It's that simple, yet so profound. The most powerful story ever told. Incredible sacrifice, amazing grace, lavish love. Thanks be to God for his indescribable gift. 2 Corinthians 9-15. This is written by Debbie McDaniel. She's a writer, a pastor's wife, mom to 3 amazing kids, and a lot of pets.